It is Tuesday, September 5th, and we're back from our 4-day weekend. And it's a Tuesday dressed as a Monday. Everyone I got behind today was going 5 miles under the speed limit, so I was feeling a little bit stressed here and felt like I was going to have a stroke. But I'm here now. Everything is ready for the kids. I've got everything posted that I wanted to post. My lesson plans are printed. I sort of know what I'm doing, and I thought I'd show you what I'm wearing today. So I've got this little like peasant-y kind of top, some black capris. Here are my shoes. See my shoesies? I've worn these before. And I've got these jingly bracelets. They're just little cheapy bracelets. Another Lotti Dotties ring. And then this necklace and earring set, I think came from Cato. I've had it for over a year. So this is what I'm rocking today. I wasn't feeling the dress today. I'm still feeling kind of crummy from the Creep and Crud germs that I picked up last week, and they hit me full force on Sunday. If you watched my family vacation vlog, you will have noticed that I was very stuffy. I'm feeling stuffy now too. I took some decongestant. I'm probably going to take some pain meds because my head's kind of feeling heavy and a little bit full and getting kind of sore. So I'll probably take some Tylenol or something to get me through the morning. We're starting Go Math today. Hope that goes well. The kids have never done the workbooks before, so we'll see how that goes. I will keep you updated. See you later. Hello. It is specials time. We didn't get through all of the math, but that's okay. There's a lot to Go Math, and I'm going slow so that we learn the components and that I don't go too fast for the kids. I have a tendency to do that sometimes, thinking they know more than they do. So I built a lot of background today. We really talked about what does addition mean, what does subtraction mean, what does equal mean, what does a story problem mean. And that's really all we did during math besides a number chat. I did do a number chat, and their number chat was 1 + 2 = 4. Do you agree or disagree? And then draw your thinking. And so I had them write the number sentence on a whiteboard, dry erase board. And then I had them write a Y for yes if they thought that was right, or an N for no if they thought it wasn't right, and then to draw their thinking to explain why they thought it was right or not. And then we talked about how can you know if it's right or not. If you draw pictures, should the picture match the number sentence? And of course, if you draw 1 and 2 more, you're not going to get 4. So they were kind of like, what? That's not right. I'm like, oh. So we can check ourselves to see if we did it right, because sometimes we oops. So that's another way to check things. You should be able to prove it in another way, and not just in a number sentence, but you can draw it, you can model it, you can use a number line. There are just multiple strategies. So they were like, oh, so that is how I'm going to start my math every day, is with a number chat, probably toward the end of snack time, or maybe right after they get snacks so their mouths are full and they can think and not talk as much. I was observed today during my very first day of Go Math, so that was interesting. What they're doing, both of my administrators, the assistant and the head principal, and also our math curriculum person came in to kind of see how our lesson went and to kind of see how our first grade lessons are and to offer suggestions if we need them. But they kind of wanted to see how things went with first grade because we're still in the early phases of having Go Math. This is only year 3, so we're not super fluent in Go Math. And so they're just trying to kind of see how things are going and see how they can help us tweak things if we want it tweaked, give us suggestions if we want them, tell us how, how they saw things and how they thought things went. I got some good positive feedback in the hallway just now as I took my kids to the restroom and to art. So that was good. And I kind of felt like I needed to explain things, but I did at the very beginning say, this is our very first day with Go Math, and they could tell that because the kids were getting their workbooks today. So that, all that extra time took up, really, all of that extra time that we would have done math activities or whatever was taken up with passing out the workbooks, explaining the workbooks, blah, blah, blah. But that was important, that's the beginning stuff. So I think it went okay. At first I was like, oh, great. And of course, one thing that did not go well for me was the online resource for Go Math did not work. It did not come up. And I think it's because we have Apple TV, and Apple TV is weird sometimes. Sometimes you have to have the resource up on your computer before you project it onto the Apple TV. And I already had the Apple TV on for something else, and I just tried to switch to another website, and it would not switch. And that has happened to me on other things. So I said, okay, yes, we're going to go old school today, kids. And I just grabbed the student workbook of the kid that was gone today, and I used his. thankfully, because I don't have my teacher manuals out because I use them online. So I guess that's a lesson for me. I have the paper manual out just in case that it doesn't work online. But it went okay because today's lesson was reading a story. Each page was a different like story problem. Like there were 4 elephants and it was cute. 4 elephants standing in a line. How many trunks can you find? And they kind of made it little sing-songy, rhymey. And then the students got to count up whatever body part they were looking for and write it on the little box. And then we talked about it. And then if I heard the wrong answer, then we talked about, oh, how do we know this is the right answer? Can we figure it out together? And then we did that. Because on one of them, I had people saying 8, 6, 4. And I'm like, well, okay, well, we don't agree on that one. So maybe we need to look at that again. And so we went back and we counted it all together. And then they're like, oh, because the beginning ones went with like how many beaks do the parrots have? How many trunks do the elephants have? Then it went to how many feet are there? Well, of course, each animal has 2 feet. So they had to double, they had to count 2 for each animal on the page. So that's where the mistake happened. And we figured it out, which is a good lesson. So I went very slowly. We didn't even get to the main lesson today, but Go Math is pretty forgiving as far as giving you time to do that. Many of the lessons give you 2 days if you need it. And if you don't, you can skip on ahead. So this is one of those that it had more parts to it than a regular lesson would because it's an introductory lesson. And then you go into the main lesson. One of my students was excited because he goes, are we going to watch the video? Because he remembers the videos from Go Math in kindergarten. And I said, if we have time today, we will, but otherwise we'll do it tomorrow because I want, this week is introduction to Go Math and all the components of it and all the things we're going to do once we get up to speed and once we're able to get through the lessons in a timely manner. So I'm going to be introducing them to all the different parts because we will do rotations like a workshop where we'll have a whole class lesson and then we'll split off into 4 different groups and they'll rotate through those 4 different things each day. One will be me, one will be a math game, one will be some problem solving, and one will be iPads. So that format will stay the same every day, but the activities will be a little different. So he was excited about that. One of the things is going to be a math journal. That'd be the problem solving component. So I think that's going to be great. I think it's going to be fun. So today, I didn't really get to introduce anything but the workbook, but that's okay because that was important and we didn't tear out the pages yet. I will show you the floor because we actually kind of ran out of time to even finish up today. So I had the kids all sit on the floor today for the first lesson. I will probably have some of them go sit at desks when we kind of get in the groove just to give them more space to work. This worked okay today because I could walk around and see what they did, but we needed time to go to the restroom and get to art on time for once. So that's what we did. We stopped after we got to a certain point, and we'll just finish this up after lunch today, just for a few minutes. And they'll still get their rest and read time, which is what they love. But here was the main part of the story today. After the little picture stories, then we talked about the lesson page that we did do, which is this right here, right about the story. So draw more bears, then write an addition story problem or a subtraction story problem. Well, we decided since it said draw more bears, then we should probably do addition. But we talked about what does plus mean, what does minus mean, what is addition, what is subtraction, what's a story problem, all of those vocabulary words that we all need to have in our brain so we all know what we're talking about. So, and also the super fun math hashtag. I was talking to them about how when you write a sentence, it shouldn't look like a hashtag. There should be finger spaces in between the words. So that some of them didn't get that, it went over their heads, but some of them were like, oh, hashtag. So some of them understand hashtag, some of them don't. But I kind of use that as a way to show finger spaces, like, is that easy to read for you? And they're like, no. I'm like, yeah, it's not easy to read because it's not easy to read when you have them all squished together. So that's what we did for math today. I also want to, just tripped on one of the boxes. It's why we normally have things cleaned up. I want to take you to the hallway and show you my pineapple passwords page, like a poster. Man, talk about alliteration. Pineapple passwords poster page. I'm going to step outside the door and show you that, and I'll explain what it's for. Okay, so the pineapple passwords are the spelling words for the week. And these are sight words that every first grader should know how to read so they can read better. So what I thought I would do is I would put the words on the wall out there, and as the students come in the morning, before they walk in and put their name up for lunch, I'll just point to the words, or have a pointer too, but I may not have my pointer with me every time. Anyway, I'll point to the words, just random order. I'm not going to have them memorize them in the order that they're in. but have them read the words to me every time they come in the room. Maybe not every time. I don't know. Depends on how long it takes. It may just be at major times when we come in the room and leave again. But most of them knew those words, so that was encouraging. There were only about maybe 4 that had a little trouble, and it was the words and he that they had trouble with. So that's encouraging. Really encouraging, especially since we only have a 4-day week this week, and we do have spelling tests just so they can... I don't really want them to just memorize words and spew them out on a spelling test. The whole point of this, of doing any word study or any word learning, is to be able to read and write. That's the whole point of it. And I've told them that. I said, you know, you need to be able to know how to read these so you can read your stories, but also you need to know how to spell them so you can write them when you are writing your own stories. Because otherwise you get stuck just trying to figure out how to write a word and you lose your story, which is not cool. So I told them we'd have a spelling test on Friday, but I'm also going to do a spelling activity every day where they get to practice their words. You should, during, wow, Monday lips. Whoo! They will get to practice their words in some format, either a game or some spelling activity, which I hope they'll enjoy. I change it up quite a bit so that they, you know, don't get the same thing going on all the time. So that's good. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get things cooking along to where we can get through everything in a day. That's my goal. But I know it's still early, and especially today. They're all really droopy. They must have really partied hard over the Labor Day weekend. I'm pretty droopy too, so I totally understand it. We're a couple letters behind on our letters for the day, and I'm just kind of like, whatever. We'll get there. We'll get there. And if I have to double up or triple up or whatever, I'll do that. But I think the goal is to not overwhelm them. I want to get through some things and get going on things, but I don't want to push it so far that we're just scrambling and crazy, because that's not going to do anybody any good. That's kind of like when I was talking about the math today with the math curriculum lady. I said, now you can see why Go Math lets you have 1 or 2 days out of those lessons, because you do have to go slow. And she said they had just been talking about that, how it was good that I went slow like that, and I made sure they understood, and I gave them processing time, because this is a new way to think. You know, they're problem solving. They're doing mental math. And I use that term quite a bit today, mental math, thinking in your head, figuring out in your brain, mental math. And so it's a way of doing things, and you have to kind of get your head actually wrapped around doing that so that you're all on the same page, for real. So I think it was good. I didn't push it. I tried to go as much as I could. We didn't all get our little stories written, but that was because of the writing portion, not because they couldn't come up with the story in their head. It was just translating it to their paper. Because you saw the one I wrote on the board earlier. I'll show you again. So their paper had 3 bears, and they were supposed to draw more bears and then write a story to go along with it. I tried to make it as simple as possible, but still, for beginning first graders, this is a lot of writing for some of them. A lot. So we almost got it all done. Almost. I had everybody write the number sentence before we left for the restroom because I wanted that part done. That way, if I need to erase the board, I can get rid of some of it, and they'll still have the numbers that they need to work with to just plug into, kind of like my little formula of the story. But even with it being up here on the board, some of them still had trouble. And that's just because they're not used to writing that much right now. Some of them, very prolific writers, a lot of them not, and didn't do much over the summer with writing because they were out doing kid things. That's good. So this lesson will continue tomorrow, and we'll do more things with it. I have the interactive math journal that we're going to try tomorrow, and we'll do the main lesson tomorrow where they actually get into the real lesson pages rather than just the introductory pages. But this was good because it introduced them to what a story problem is and how you make one and why it is the way it is and what it means and all the components of it and how to read it and write it. So that was good. That was an important thing. It just took a while because a lot of the time was procedure. This is how we're going to do this. This is how we're going to do this. And I even went through, here's how we do our number chats. This is the language we're going to use. It's okay to agree. It's okay to disagree. But we need to be respectful. You can share your opinion. We're not going to get offended if someone doesn't agree with us. We're going to be kind if we don't agree with someone else. And we're going to prove our point. You know, always have a reason. Don't just say, yeah, that's right. Well, why is it right? I don't know. Well, then how do you know it's right? They have to defend their thinking. So that's a new way of thinking for me, even in first grade, because you just get so used to the basic skills. 2 plus 2 is 4. Why? Because it is. No, they have to actually be able to prove that now, which is good because then they can problem solve anything. That'll apply to every area of their lives. We don't want them to go out of school and not have a clue how to problem solve and fall apart in the real world. So I understand the thinking behind Go Math. I really do. And Missouri is not a Common Core state. We do Missouri Learning Standards, which are very closely aligned with Common Core, but not Common Core. And a lot of people get hung up on the verbiage of Common Core. They hear Common Core and they just bristle. Oh, I don't like that Common Core. That's terrible. They're brainwashing our kids. They're taking all this data. I hate to tell you, friends, but there's data on everybody. What do you think our social security number does? What do you think using your credit card does? It kind of creeped me out a little bit when I went to Walmart.com and it showed all the things I had bought in the store. Not even online, but in the store. It was like, these are things you purchased recently. I'm like, yes, I did. That's really creepy and weird. So yeah, we're being tracked and there's been data gathered on everyone for a very long time. So this data tracking of student stuff, it's not new. And it's not nefarious and evil and, nasty what we do in our school. I don't know what the state does with information. I don't know what the federal government does with information. That's out of my realm. I just know that the only reason we keep data is to help students. We track their growth to help students. We keep track of how they're doing so that we can help them do better, or we can enrich them if they're doing fine and they need more. They need a boost. So it's all good from our standpoint. Now, if there's some weird nefarious reason that the federal government is keeping data on students, okay. I can't really do anything about that. I just know that my data is pure and for a good reason. So that's why we do it. Hi, it is the end of the day on Tuesday. And we didn't get everything done, but we got a lot done. So we'll just do some more tomorrow. I wanted to show you something I just put together. I put together some like STEM challenge bins for Fridays for Ketchup and Pickles time. If you follow Michelle on Pocketful of Primary, she made a little ketchup and pickle sign that's free in her TpT store, and it's really cute. I project mine on my board, and then I just put student names on it. It's a PowerPoint slide, and so if there are things that students didn't finish during the week, they can catch up on it during that time on Friday, and if they are finished, they can pick something to do. And so this will be my little station of what you can do on pickles time. So let me flip the camera around and show you what I have. Okay, so I think you saw this empty before. And then I just put some random books in 10 of the bins so that 2 students could share a bin and there'd be enough for everyone. But the extra ones, I was like, what am I going to do with those? Well, challenge bins. And so I have these little like challenge cards, and they're going to have to be able to read these. So that might be kind of tricky at first. But these are like little counting bear challenges where you have to try to match the pattern on the card. And I might put the like cheat sheet on the back of it so they can check it and make sure they got it right. Then I have 3 geoboard challenge sets. There's one set here, and they just make the designs that are on the cards. And here's 2 more sets. I think this set I got on TpT, but most of the stuff I found on Pinterest for free. And then this is popsicle stick challenges. They just match the patterns on the popsicle sticks. There's 2 of those, and then there's one where you can really use anything you want. I had Duplo blocks, and so I thought I'd do those. So they just try to make these shapes with the blocks. I thought that might be kind of fun and not another paperwork activity. Something they would enjoy doing. They can read books, or they can do those on just on Fridays. The other times they're going to pick something from the What Can I Do Now board that I showed you in my tour, but I'll show you again just in case you missed it. So this came from Miss May, one fab teacher. So if you're interested in that, it's in her TpT store. And it's just a whole set. I've got everything up here of things they can do when they're finished. Because I know I get tired of hearing, I'm done, now what do I do? Oh goodness, what have I always told you? So right now, the only thing they've been allowed to do is read a book. But we're going to start doing these things too, because now they know where things are and how to do them. So as we learn how to do each thing, then they'll be able to do that too. So practice writing your letters. I just made an ABC book today, so that'll be something they can do when they're finished. Practicing your spelling words is always a good thing. They could get a magnetic thing out, like from down here, those magnetic letters. And then there are Where did I put the trays? Oh, I don't remember where I put them, but they're somewhere. I've out-organized myself, it looks like. But anyway, they can make letters to make the words for the week. Practice sight words, which are the same words for us. Reading around the room, filling a bucket. That'd be a great time for them to write a bucket filler note. Playing a math game. They've learned a couple. They can write a story. They can make a list, write a letter, read a book, help a friend. Complete unfinished work would be a great idea to do when they're finished. But we don't seem to ever have that kind of extra time, usually. So maybe this will spur them to do things a little more quickly. So all in all, I think today went pretty well. We had counseling today for the first time, so that was cool. The counselor used to have a classroom that she would be in, and you would take your kids to her, and now they've given her classroom away to someone else. So now she comes to you. So she's like a push-in teacher. And so the kids kind of had a hard time listening to her and not looking at me. So I tried to be out of the room, just doing things in and out so that I wasn't available for them to pester. They still tried to come talk to me at my desk, and I'd be like, oh, please go sit down and listen to our counselor. So it went pretty well. They'll get used to it. It's just all new. They were used to going to a different room last year, and she would have them for 30 minutes without the teacher being there. So this is just a new thing. We used to do it like this in the old building because we didn't have any more space. And the counselor would come in, and she didn't want you to stay. That was a different counselor. She didn't want you to stay because of that, because the kids would look to you. Well, I think they can learn that when the counselor is there, she's in charge. I mean, I think they can get that. So, sorry, I keep messing with my hair today. It's bugging me for some reason. Anyway, my nose has been running so much today, it's been annoying. In the middle of math, while I was being observed, I'm like, ooh, I need a tissue because my nose is starting to run. How embarrassing. So, whatever. It's life. It happens. I have not had a conversation about what the observers saw during math, so if I find anything interesting, I will let you know. I'm ready to go home. I'm tired. I just need to run a few errands on the way home, and then I can just chill until it's time to cook supper. I'm probably going to make something really super easy tonight because I'm not in the mood. I have some hamburger defrosted, so that'll make it easier. Limits my choices. Probably burritos. Those are pretty fast. Anyway, I hope you've had a great day. A lot of you, your first day of school was today, so I hope it was fantastic. And I hope you have an awesome school year and can't wait to hear about it in your vlogs or in your comments. So let me know how it's going. And let me know if there's anything cool that you've tried that's just awesome and you want to share, because we would love to pool our resources because none of us has all the ideas in the world. So thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you later. Hi, it is Tuesday evening. Yes. Not having school on Monday kind of throws me off, but that's okay. I didn't really want to have school on Monday anyway. But today was a Tuesday dressed as a Monday, or a Monday dressed as a Tuesday, possibly. Anyway, I thought I would jump on here real quick and show you another easy weeknight meal. So earlier today I said I was probably going to make burritos, something with hamburger. Well, I decided to make enchiladas because we haven't had those for a very long time. Not the beef ones anyway. I've done chicken ones and I've done black bean and corn ones before with you, but I've never done the beef ones. So here is how I make them. You can make them a different way if you like. Whatever the way you like it is, that's great. But this is how I do it. So, excuse me, I'm trying to get rid of this creeping crud and it's really not working. All right, I browned a pound of ground beef. The cats have found a box to play with. If you hear noise in the background, that is them. So, I browned a pound of ground beef just with seasonings. I did crazy salt, onion powder, crazy garlic, crazy pepper, just the mixed up seasoning mixes, and then browned it and drained off the grease. And then I put about half a can of the red enchilada sauce. I just get the best choice. You can get name brand if you want to. This seems fine to me. All right, and then I put a little bit of the enchilada sauce in the bottom of the pan. You see I've already put together some enchiladas. I am making some black bean and corn ones because my daughter's a vegetarian and I like these too actually. So I'm gonna have some beef and cheese ones and some black bean, corn and cheese ones. So I've got them in separate pans. So this in the dark pan, oh, I should have probably done the other way around, but as long as I remember, who cares? These are the black bean and corn ones because I have only made 2 of those. And these are the beef and cheese ones. So this is how I made them. So I just put pretty good sized scoop of the I put a pretty good sized scoop of the beef mixture on here with the enchilada sauce. Did I say that I put that in there? Oh my goodness, my brain is gone. So after you put the enchilada sauce in with the hamburger, you let it simmer for about 5 minutes so that it can soak into the meat a little bit. You don't have to like cook it all the way in, but just in case, I don't think I mentioned that. So there you go. Wow, I'm gonna need a nap today. Okay, so then you're gonna scoop a pretty good size spoonful of the meat with the sauce in the middle of your enchilada, your tortilla. Yeah. Then this one didn't have as much beef left over from the other three because my husband likes a lot and I don't like a lot. So I put some black beans on here too, and then just a little bit of shredded cheddar. Okay, so my camera died partway through what I was telling you. So I think that you are not gonna see some of the stuff I just did because I can't really undo this. So let me back up a little bit. So the last thing I think that I showed you was scooping the stuff into the shells. Then you're just gonna take your shell. I'll just kind of show you real fast here. Take your shell with all your good stuff in the middle. You're gonna flip it up this way and fold up the sides and then roll it. And then you have this little package with yummy goodness inside. Okay, then you'll just lay it on top of the sauce that's in your pan. And then you can see I sprinkled cheese over the top. Oh, before I did that, whoops. I put enchilada sauce over the enchiladas. I used a whole can. Then I sprinkle them really well with cheese, lots and lots of cheddar cheese. You can use whatever cheese you want, Monterey Jack, Mexican blend, any kind of cheese, whatever you want. Then you'll cover them with aluminum foil. Both of them, obviously. And bake these at 350. Let me turn my oven on because I realized I should have done that before because my husband just called, so he'll be here in about 25 minutes. And by the time the oven heats up and these go in, it ought to be ready. And he'll have just a few minutes to change out of his work clothes and be ready to eat supper. So I will show you what they look like when they come out. I will bake them, like I said, at 350 for about 20 minutes. That just heats them through and melts the cheese. In the last few minutes, you can kind of check on them and take the foil off, and the cheese will melt a little better. It won't be so, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's good if you take the foil off the last couple minutes of melting the cheese. I apologize for my mumble mouth and not making much sense. This head cold thing, whatever it is, space case. So anyway, I've got my 2 nice pans of enchiladas ready to go in the oven. And I've got a mess to clean up. You should see. Let me see if I can show you. Check it out. So I've got this big mess over here. Look at there. Woo! Dirty. I've got trash, dirty dishes, trash. There's the rest of my stuff. So, yeah, I got a little cleaning up to do, but that's okay. That happens when you cook. But, hey, we all need to eat, right? I will let you know what these look like when they come out. Oh, what we're having with this is going to be cheesy beans. Oh, let me show you the beans. Hang on. Beans are over here. Okay, here are the beans. Just a can of refried beans. Just the, whatever, normal refried beans. And I will heat these up. And then I'll throw the rest of this little nothing cheese in here. And I'll put some more cheese from the fridge in here and mix it all up. And my daughter and I really like to put just a little bit of sour cream in it and eat it. My husband likes it more plain. So, and he's not a sour cream eater. Go figure. So that will be a nummy side to this awesome meal. You could also have Mexican rice. You could have, sorry, things were poking me. You could have tortilla chips. You could have salsa. That'd be really good on this too. I think I have some salsa. That might be a nummy tasty thing to put with it. All right, so when I get this out of the oven, I will show you what it looks like, and I'll show you the cheesy beans, and then we'll be ready to eat. Hello. So while I was waiting for the oven to heat up, I cleaned up the kitchen. So let me show you what it looks like now. Ta-da! Just have my tripod, my jewelry, so it wouldn't get in the way, and my water and my phone. Look, clean counter. Ooh, no trash. I cleaned the stove top because it was a little messy. I've got my corn ready to heat. And I've got my dishes clean. Yay. Ready to eat. I just need to get out the plates and things and some silverware, and we're ready to go. Here it is. Out of the oven. I've already started to separate them a little bit. There's our beans with cheese and our corn. Yum. Good morning. It is now Wednesday, September 6th. And, whoo, I did not sleep well last night. I went to sleep really fast, but I woke up at 3 a.m. and did not go back to sleep till like 5:15. So I got another maybe 45 minutes of sleep after I woke up. And I am feeling it. Man, I feel droopy and slow and just clogged in the head and fuzzy. So, hopefully I'll wake up more. I've got my iced coffee, so I'll be sucking that down this morning. And I've got my Go Math Teacher Manual out. I dug that out of the closet because I'm not going to count on the online thing working for me. I have everything pulled up on the computer, so hopefully it will switch over easily. And the kids will be here in just a few minutes. They're in the morning rooms during their little activities until it's time to come down. Today, I don't know, guys. I'll let you know how it goes. I'm feeling kind of out of it. So hopefully I'll wake up more. I have a lot of reading testing to still do because we need to finish this week. And I still have like 13 kids left. Yes, 13. The good thing is it should go pretty quickly with some of them because they're not reading a very high level right now, which we don't expect them to be very high readers, but many of them are even lower than what we would really like to have coming in. But if they know basic letters and letter sounds and some sight words, I can work with that. I can work with that. It's the kiddos that come in that don't know their letters and sounds that are really hard to get to the reading level that we want them at because they are so behind already. I can work with a few little, I don't remember this letter, I don't remember this sound, because we can just work on that real quick and they'll get it. But the ones that have, like, they only know a few letters and sounds, that's hard. Very hard, because it's very hard to learn words if you don't know all the sounds. Makes it difficult. So we just do the best we can, and we get them as high as we can. We push them as far and as deep as we can, and we just have to call that good, because you can't do more than what you can do. Doesn't mean we give up, but we can only do what we can do, and we don't beat ourselves up too much about it. It is only supposed to be like 72 degrees today or something. Kind of cool. I thought about wearing a jacket, but I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to need a jacket because I'm like never outside. I walk from the car to the school, from the school to the car. I don't have bus duty, so I don't have to go outside during the day. So it should be fine. I'll show you what I'm wearing today. This is a top I got from Old Navy. Just a little floofy. Kind of, you can do it off the shoulder. I'm going to keep it on the shoulder. Sorry, I'm paranoid about the kids coming. And then I've got this necklace and earring set from, I think, Walmart a long time ago. My little pineapple bracelet that one of my little girl friends gave me. A bracelet, I think this came from Cato. And then this ring is a chameleon ring, and there's a website you can go to. These pop in and out. They're not magnetic like the Lotti Dotties. These pop in and out, and you have a little plunger thing that you push it from the back. So it's cool. You can interchange the centers. And I'll try to link that below. It's chameleon with a K to help you out. And then from my pants, I'm just wearing some tan capris. And I'm wearing these shoes that I dug out of my closet that I haven't worn forever. So let me see if I can get a shot of my shoes, maybe. I'm not doing a very good job showing my shoes. I don't know if you saw that or not. There we go. Has a kind of a gold coin type thing on the top, and they're kind of a tan color. It's kind of hitting my surgery scar on my ankle, so we'll see how long these last. I may need to go to my tennis shoes that I have over here or some slippers. That would be even better. I grabbed my slippers out of the closet. Maybe I'll wear those around the classroom and I just might wear them around everywhere. I don't know. We'll see. Thankfully, I don't have to take the kids very many places out of our floor because most everything's downstairs. But when I go to lunch, and we'll just lunch today because we have music and that's down here on this floor. So really just taking them to lunch, I might want to put on real shoes, but maybe not. I don't know. People really don't care that much as long as you're not having like a meeting with parents. So, and I wouldn't wear slippers like all the time, but you know, in this kind of case, it's going to be painful if I continue wearing these and they rub. Anyway, I'm rambling. I better get myself together and catch the kids at the door so they can read those pineapple passwords to me and get our day started. So I'll let you know how it goes later. Well, it's the end of the day. I did not get a chance to vlog since this morning because it was just too busy. We were trying to get lots of stuff done. Let me show you what we did at the end of the day. We finally did a social studies lesson on safety. And I got this product from TpT, and I'll have to try to remember what it's called. I think it's called First Grade Experts. And it's just got like the expectations we have for SWPBS, safe, respectful, and responsible, and also being ready to learn. So there's a little student that represents each thing, and then they have reasons why you should do those things, and I'll show you the poster. So today we talked about really safe Rita, and then I went through each thing, and I said, oh, why would using inside voices keep us safe? And then the students gave me reasons. So here are the reasons that they gave for all the different things on there. They were really smart about it. Before we did this, we watched on YouTube Officer Buckle and Gloria because my voice is going out, and I thought, you know, I don't know if I'm going to keep their attention because I've been talking all day, so I thought I'd just put it on the board so they could enjoy the story and with a little bit of action. So they really did a great job on that. During math today, we talked about some of the math strategies we could use to help us add numbers. And they told me we could draw pictures so we can doodle. They could count on their fingers. They could use mental math by thinking in their heads, or they could count up or down. Okay, I'm getting ready to head out, but I want to show you that I finally got to put my bulletin board together because I finally got all of my purchase order. So I changed the border and I changed the little numbering system for the students and the wording, and I'll show you that right now. Here it is. Sweet writing. I don't know if I can get a bigger shot. All the pineapples have student numbers on them so that they can put their writing or whatever project we do on their thing. Good morning. It is Thursday, September 7th. I've got things ready for the kids. I just need to turn my board on and project what we're doing. We're going to do probably 2 birthday books because I have 2 birthdays tomorrow. So we're going to get those whipped out. I thought I'd try something different. This is on the tripod, so we'll see how that works. I'm going to try to show you my outfit this way and see what happens. So I'm wearing an orange tank top, back way up, and some tan capris, and this little swingy like cardigan thingy. This I believe is from Maurice's. This is from Maurice's. My tan capris are from Walmart. Let me show you my shoes. These are from Target, I believe, this summer. And the necklace and earrings and bracelet set are from Cato. And my ring is another Lotti Dotties. And I think that's everything. So I'm going to get started on projecting everything on the board, getting my birthday pages out, and I got the Scholastic News and the Science Spin yesterday. So I need to sort those out for our 7 classrooms and get those distributed. Maybe I can do that real quick this morning. Maybe not. I don't know. I got the science one sorted yesterday, but I haven't gotten the social studies ones yet. So I think I'll try to do that real fast, and I'll catch you in a little bit. Hi. Kids are at PE right now, and I've been running around like a crazy person trying to get this, that, and the other done. I realized during math that despite my best intentions to not use more paper than necessary, we're going to have paper journals for our number chats because them getting their whiteboards out and using them and having to put them away, there's just not time. It just takes way too long. And so the best way to do this is for them to just have their little journal in their school box, because these will fit in their school box, because they'll have, this is 2 books, so they'll have, you know, half of it. That will fit in their school box. They'll be able to just bring their whole school box down to the rug to do the number chat during snack. That'll be great. They can draw with crayon or pencil. It'll work out. I'll just have to make little journals. I've got them copying right now. And I'm trying to think. Oh, I got a new lanyard. It's pineapples. And if you saw my little fall finds, fun fall finds for the classroom from Target and Dollar Tree, you will have already seen this, but if you haven't, you should check it out because I found some really cool stuff for math, so you can check out that video if you like. But this was in my little, I guess it was like a mini haul. I didn't buy a ton of stuff because that would be crazy. I have lots, but I had to get these because obviously pineapples, right? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. The little journal page in math went really well today, because it was the same type of thing as we did yesterday all together, but it was just a different creature. So yesterday we did bugs in the sky, and today we did cats in the grass, and they got to color the picture. I'll show you the one for tomorrow. Actually, it'll probably be for Monday, but sorry, I bumped. It's going to be frogs in the pond. Yeah, that makes sense. So what they do is they color the pictures, however many. They cut out whichever ones they want to use, and they glue them up here. And then what I was doing to help them separate, you know, this many plus this many, I had them circle just however many they wanted, a random number of frogs or whatever we're doing. So I said, circle part of your group and then write how many you circled here. Then count how many were not in your circled group and write that here. Then count how many you have all together and write that here. And that's their number sentence. And they write that here. You know, 3 frogs plus 7 frogs equals 10 frogs. Whatever. Some of them used all of them. Some of them used two, really? 2. It's a good thing today's Thursday and it's almost lunchtime because I think I can make it the rest of the day, but I'm not sure about tomorrow. Tomorrow may be a little cray-cray. Tomorrow we have 3 birthdays. 2 students' birthdays and moi's birthday. So we're going to be sugared up all day long. So I'm not really having high expectations for a lot of learning happening. We'll do our best. We've done 1 birthday book for 1 kid and we're going to do the other one this afternoon. So a lot of stuff has taken a back seat to that because birthdays are important. Let's just face it. That's a big thing, especially when you're young. Right now it's like, ugh, another year, whatever. But for them, it's everything. So I want them to feel special. And the one kid says, when do I get to read my book? Because we've already had 1 birthday book and we've read it to the child who got to sit in the striped chair. And I said, oh, tomorrow when it's your birthday. And he's like, oh. I'm like, makes sense to me. Do it on your birthday. We're making the book ahead of time so Mrs. Bond can put them together and make sure that everybody got their page in there. Some of them are still having trouble following the friendly letter format, even though I write it out on the board. Sometimes it's hard to transfer from the board to your paper, and I understand that, so I go over and I help them. We've already started talking about how you can stretch out the sounds of the word that you want to use, and Mrs. Bond doesn't have to be your dictionary, because I'm not always going to be there. Let's face it, sometimes you're going to write and I'm not going to be there, so what are you going to do then? So they've done pretty well with that, actually, because they probably heard it from their kindergarten teacher last year. Yeah, and they'll hear it all year from me. Oh, can you stretch out the sounds? And we do foundation, so we tap the sounds. So like if it was the word butterfly, we'd go b-u-t-r-f-o-i, butterfly. And so they would just tap all the sounds, and then they can just write the sounds that they tapped on their page. Excuse me. This stuff is in my head, but it's also in my chest now. So I feel like I could sing bass. That would be lovely. Anyway, I was trying to think what I did. Oh, I left my camera on the tripod today, and the students were like, why is that up there? What's that for? Blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, well, I thought that I would video you today and see who my next terrific kid should be, because I don't always get to see all the great things that you're doing, because I'm working with students at that table back there. And so I turned this on while I was reading testing, and oh boy, did we see some stuff. So as a class, we watched the video, and I said, oh, what are you seeing? And they're like, people are talking really loud and they're messing around and this kid's doing this. I'm like, can we work on that? Do you think we could do better? Yeah. I said, now do you understand why you need to be quieter while you work? Because can you even hear what's going on? They're like, no, it's really loud. I'm like, that's why we have voice levels. And that's why I kept saying, make sure you're being your best first grader self right now. Are you proud of what you're doing right now? Are you using a partner-sized voice right now? It's a level 2, not a level 5. And of course, some of them were, you know, ooh, video camera, blah, 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 doing all the stuff. And I said, oh, is that what you should have been doing during that time? And they're like, no. And I said, are you proud of your behavior? And they're like, no. And I said, okay. Just wanted you guys to see what it looked like from my perspective, because I see everything. I'm like on Toy Story, where Woody freaks that kid out, that's the mean kid. We see everything. So I didn't do that because I didn't want to scare them. They're probably already thinking I'm weird anyway, but that was a little too much. But that's kind of how I felt. I'm like, I see everything, and now you see what I saw. Nobody hides. You think you're hiding, but I can see it. I can see it. So, yeah, we didn't get a whole bunch accomplished other than the birthday page, which was important, and they got their morning work. Some of them got it done, most of them. We talked about choosing a book box, and we had a lot of trouble with that today. Oh, my goodness. I don't know what happened. It's like their brains fell out of their heads, rolled down the hill, and disappeared. I don't know. So I had one of my most wonderful students show us how it should look like when you get a book box. Because I had students just taking books out of book boxes and just walking around with books. And I thought, what are they doing? Because we talked about it the first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, the fifth day. You take the whole box, you find an awesome reading spot, and you sit and stick like glue. You read out of that box until it is time to clean up. And I still had people, they were like, 4 billion books in one box and like 3 in another box. I'm like, I did not do that. I know I did not do that. I made them even. So I had her demonstrate going to get a book box and finding a very nice reading spot, and why we need to find a nice reading spot. And we've decided we're not going to sit at the desks while we read anymore, because then you're in a group of 4 and you can only be in partners, and that's too many people together, and it's just chitty chat time and nobody's reading and everybody's loud. So reading should be fun time, not loud, crazy, giving you a headache time. So we agreed as a class, yes, we shouldn't sit at the desks during reading time. We should find a good spot with our partner away from other people. I always call it 2 huge monster steps. So as far as your legs can walk away from that person 2 times. And that's where it's a good spot to be, because then you're not as tempted to talk and goof around and poke at them and throw stuff at them, and you know, kids. And I told him, I said, did you notice on the video the people that were sitting together were friends? And they're like, yeah. I said, it's fun to sit with friends, isn't it? Uh-huh. Is it easy to not talk to your friend when you're sitting by them? And they're like, oh. I went, I said, guys, that's normal. I said, even teachers have trouble not talking to each other. Have you ever been to a faculty meeting? Hello. So yeah, it's hard to not talk to your friend. So if you have work to do, maybe not sitting by your friend would be a better choice than sitting by your friend. Sit by your friend at lunch. Play with your friend at recess. Oh yeah, play a partner math game with them, as long as you're not being crazy. But when it's quiet working time, maybe sitting by your friend may not be the best choice for you, because it's too hard to be quiet when you're with your friend, because you want to be silly and giggle and talk loud. So they're like, oh, a lot of light bulbs went off today. It was interesting. And then I'll show you in just a second. We came up with some rules for math time, because honestly, I'm going to come home with a migraine every day, or a tension headache or something from all the loudness of math time. And I can't get much accomplished. I have a lot I want to get through in our hour and 15 minutes, and I can't get it done if they're jibbery jabbering. So let me show you the board and the rules that they came up with. I had the math chat, the number chat projected on the board here, and this is the remnants of it. We had cats today in the grass, and so I showed them how to do it, just like we did the bugs yesterday. Okay, so here we decided the first thing we should be is level 0, because nobody can hear anything if we're talking. The next thing is we should be still, because if we're scooching around and moving, we're not really paying attention and we're bothering other people, and we're still not listening. And then number 3 was to be listening. So they decided we need to be quiet, still, and listening so that we can have fun during math. Because there are kids that aren't as good at math as we are, and it might be easy for us, but it might not be easy for our friend. And then I totally forgot to do the trampoline, so I wrote that up there so I would not forget before we leave today, because they were very bummed. They're like, oh, we didn't do the trampoline. And I'm like, aw, let's write it up here so we can do it later. Hi, I just dropped my class to recess, and I had 6 boys that practiced following directions and walking in a nice, short, straight, silent line, and they went around a couple different times because we had a little trouble keeping our hands to ourselves, a little trouble being quiet, a little trouble with body spacing, so they nailed it at the end. It was really good. And then I took one of my kiddos that was in the line and talked to him about why does he suppose we shouldn't touch the walls on the way down, and he had great answers. So I think he's got that figured out. We'll see if that sticks. Whew, this afternoon, squirrely whirly. I think they're ready for the weekend. So tomorrow will be our first Friday that we've had since school started, because the first Friday teachers had PD. Last Friday we got off to make a long Labor Day weekend. And so this will be the first one, and it's going to be weird because we always get out early on Fridays. That's our early release day for professional learning community time for our teachers. So we'll see how that goes. I've already told them to expect it to be really crazy tomorrow. Plus we have 3 birthdays, 2 students and myself. So we're going to be partying like pineapples tomorrow, and hopefully get a little bit of learning fun in there too. We'll see what we get accomplished. So Fridays are always weird anyway because it's so much shorter. Every little section of our day is shorter except for lunch. So specials time is shorter, recess time is a little shorter, all of our little block times are a little shorter, and then of course dismissal's an hour earlier. So this will be an interesting experience tomorrow. Yes, we'll be ready for the weekend. Finally got some spelling practice in. I haven't done any spelling practice all week. It's hard to get it started, it seems like, because our schedule is just weird. So I had them write their spelling words on a little page, and then I gave them a book that had those words in it, and they had to find those words through the story and mark them with the crayon, because it's a little paper book that they can keep. And we're going to read that when they come back from recess, and then we're going to have a lesson on respect. I'm going to read a story about it, and we're going to talk about what it means to be respectful and the kind of things that people should be doing to be respectful, because tomorrow I pick the very first terrific kid of first grade, which is our very important Pineapple. And I videoed them earlier, and it was crazy. I think I mentioned that earlier. Crazy. I did delete it because it was huge. It took up a lot of memory. But they kept going, can we watch that? Can we watch that? Are you going to tape us again? I'm like, probably sometimes. Yeah, sure. But I was kind of hoping it would be a deterrent to squirrely behavior, and some of them actually exhibited more squirrely behavior because they were showing off for the camera. But we did talk about that, and we'll see if that continues. I still have like seven more students to reading test. I'm going to try to get maybe at least one more today. Then I'll have 6 to do tomorrow. That's going to be wackadoo. So we'll see what we can do. But I have to get it done. I have to. So if I have to take some kids during after school time that are late bus riders, I can do that. We'll just have to see. The hard thing for me is these 6 kids were not in our district last year, so I have no data on them at all as far as their reading ability. So it's just a crapshoot trying to figure out where to start them on the reading test. So I'm just going to start at a B and go from there. And if they just whip through the B like it's nothing, I may just skip a couple levels and work my way down again until I hit their independent level. It'll be interesting, yes. I'm pretty sure a couple of them are very high. The last girl I tested read through the entire first grade level, all the way to the end of first grade. And we're supposed to stop. We cap our testing each quarter. We cap it at the end of something. So like right now we cap it at the end of first grade, and next quarter we'll cap it at like the end of first quarter of second grade, and it just goes up. Just so that when they go to second grade, I guess they're not being tested on the same books. I don't know. It was a building-wide decision a few years ago, so I'm abiding by the decision. It's less testing, although it would be kind of nice to know exactly how high they can read. But a lot of them, I don't know, when they're 6 and 7 and they can read like a level O or P, you don't always find appropriate literature in that level. I mean, there's like Horrible Harry, I think is around in there. It might be an N. And there's, shoot, what's it called? It's the little, see a mouse or a rat that is a detective. There's a whole series of him too. I can't think of his name, but he's like a level O or P. And those stories are pretty good. But if you get too high in the levels, the literature is actually like way too advanced for them. Like some of the topics are not appropriate, and just they don't have the background knowledge to understand what the story is because it's just too above them. So I like to always try to read picture books or have them read picture books in their reading groups if they're a really high level, because it's the right kind of story for them and it's on their level as far as difficulty. So that's always a good thing. And then a lot of times kids get kind of skipped out on the picture books because they can read chapter books. And I don't want them to miss out on the fun. So I kind of do a mixture of chapter and picture books for my higher level kids, and then kind of try to take the understanding a little deeper rather than necessarily wider, so that they have better comprehension skills. Like they need to be able to retell. They should be able to sequence the story. They should be able to give me the setting, the characters, you know, all the story elements. They should be able to tell me maybe the feelings that the character had and try to identify with them. So connections, text to text, text to self, text to world, those kind of things, so that they're thinking that way. So that's what I'm up to right now. At lunch, I told you I brought those strawberries for our reading teacher. Well, she knew my birthday was somewhere around the same time as her, so she brought ice cream sandwiches. So I snagged one to save for now. But I'm just too full for my salad from lunch earlier. So I think I may save it for after school. That might be a good little break after all the rest of the crazy of the day and packing up. Right now, I don't know if you can see, I just had the students leave their stuff out because we haven't read the book yet. I had so many kids, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done. Oh, we haven't read the story yet. Oh, okay. It's a short little book, like 4 pages, something like that, that came with the spelling, not really series. It's on carlscorner.us.com, I think is what it is. And Cherry Carl was a reading recovery teacher for like 30 years or something, and she made this awesome website that has like the materials that she used, that she created for her students. And so there's a whole spelling system on there. It's got like homework pages, which I decided not to do this year, and we're going to see how it goes. That's why I have the pineapple passwords outside on the door, by the door. It has a little book, which is the one we're using today, to find the spelling words so that they're reading them in context. And she's got like bingo games that I like to play for small group phonics during like the end of the week of reading. So that's always fun. They have to read, I read the word, and they have to find it on their page and color it in or cover it up with a marker. And then they get a little prize, like a little Tootsie Roll or something. Oh, she's got, gosh, little, I think she has like memory games that you can print out. It's all free, the stuff that we use. Now she has started making like CDs of units of things, and you can purchase a CD that has a lot of things on it. But when we started as a first grade, gosh, we've been doing this for, I don't know, 9 years probably, almost since I've been here. Yeah, that would be right, because my first year we didn't do it, and the second year from then till now we have done it. So this is the 9th year of using this whole little series that she made. We really like it. It all works together, which is the great thing. So I think that'll be good. I will catch you later at the end of the day. It's the end of the day. Whew! I was trying to do a lesson on respect and responsibility, and man, were they not respectful. So we just stopped and we talked about, are you proud of how you're acting right now? And I just kind of told them that I was sad and that they were not really being bucket fillers right now. And if they were not being a bucket filler, then what were they being? And they're like, we're being bucket dippers. And I said, yeah, kinda. I think you can do better though. So tomorrow, how about you come back and we'll have a better day, and you'll come with your listening ears and your bucket filling hands and hearts, and we'll start over, because tomorrow should be super fun. And they're like, okay. They just were really squirrely today. So it kind of made it hard. Okay, there was the bus announcement. So the early buses are now leaving. I got my first book order in, yay! And it was a very full box. And I didn't get a chance to pass out the books earlier. And I was like, oh crap, I don't want them to have to wait another day. So I put on Kid President for the last 10 minutes of class while I was getting the books ready, because we were packed and ready to go. And I was able to hand out the books as they were watching Kid President. And he talked about respect and responsibility, so that was good. I'm going to run up to the office and take my packing slip for the books up and use the restroom, because I have not used it since 11:30 today. Kind of need to go. And it is now 3. And I need to get those stinking Scholastic news things separated out for everybody so they can have them. Today just kind of disappeared. So I'm going to try to get all that done before I leave. So if I don't jump on here again, I will see you tomorrow. Good morning. It is Friday. Friday! Woo! And it's my birthday. And it's 2 of my students' birthdays. So it's going to be Party Like a Pineapple Day. Yes. It's early release day. So it's super short. So it ought to be a whirlwind of fun. I thought I'd show you my outfit of the day. I'm wearing a maxi dress. I decided to wear my favorite outfit today because I would be feeling good. So here it is. I've got a little cropped like cardigan thing from Dress Barn. A maxi dress from, I have no idea where. I may have ordered it on Amazon for all I know. I really don't remember. And my jewelry is from Paparazzi. It's one of those kind of like an online party you can have with friends. And my ring is a chameleon ring. These are from, I don't remember for sure. Possibly Cato. That's where I get a lot of my jewelry. And my pineapple bracelet. But here's a bigger view of my maxi dress. It's just a tank one, but it's got a racer back, and I didn't want to have to mess with trying to cover the straps. And then I'll show you my shoes. Some sparkly flip-flops. And I did up my nails last night. You see the sparkles of party nails. They're a little long, so I'll probably file them down this weekend, because I'm probably going to stab myself with them, or a kid, and I don't want to do that. So we'll see how those work today. But like I said, I'll probably file them down, because it'll be easier to type on the computer and stuff, and text, things like that. Important stuff. Let me see if I can show you the cupcakes that came in. There were 2 parents with the 2 birthday boys waiting at my door when I walked in just a few minutes ago. Let me see if I can show you. cupcakes. Oh, let me go down. It might be kind of bumpy. Here we go. Whoops. Maybe. Come on. Work with me. Oh, hold on. Here we go. There we go. Look at all the cupcakes. The yellow ones are for one birthday boy. The chocolate and vanilla ones are for another birthday boy. And I brought, let me get this situated again. There we go. I brought these. Oh, glazed donuts. And I'm going to give them either half or a fourth of a donut because my birthday is just going to kind of be sneaked in between those two. So we'll do one in the morning, like at 9, which is our snack time, and then we'll do one after lunch. And good thing they have recess right after that, so they can run that sugar off. Yes, and then we pretty much pack and go home, right? Actually, we'll probably need to pack before recess. We've not had a Friday, so I'm not even versed in the schedule for Friday. It'll be interesting how long it takes to do everything. Should be easy because Fridays, everything's left at home, pretty much. We never have homework on a Friday, and I haven't been sending anything anyway because we haven't started reading groups, and I'm not going to send paper homework except for if it goes with their book for reading. No spelling homework this year, no math homework this year because I realized, especially with, well, either one of them, you don't even know if the kid's doing the homework. It could be the parent just telling them the answer. So is it really doing them any good? No, not really. So I thought it would be better if they did the work here and then I could check it and then I could go, oh, come here, let me help you with this. It looks like this was maybe a little tricky for you. So that would be a lot more beneficial than sending it home and having no clue who helped them with it or who actually did it. Because I have had parents in the past just tell the kids the answers. Here, you write them down, I'll tell you the answer. Let's just get it done. Kind of defeats the purpose of a kid practicing something because they're not learning anything. They're just spewing what you tell them. That's why I don't do homework, except for reading. It should be an awesome, fabulous, fantastic, wonderous day. I posted on Instagram this morning right before I left in the car. Happy Friday! It's my birthday. Make today awesome. So I hope your Friday was awesome too, because you won't see this till tomorrow. But it should be a fabulous day. And I will keep you posted as we go throughout our day. Hey there. It's Friday still. Crazy Friday. Party Friday. Woo, it's been a whirlwind morning. So I just took the kids to library and I zipped on down here back to the classroom and I'm trying to get my brain back together to do our next little segment of the day before we head off to lunch because on Fridays our schedule is completely wacky and the kids are like, do we need to grab our lunch boxes? I'm like, nope, not on Fridays because we actually have a little bit of time after specials before lunch on Fridays, so yay. So I'm going to teach them about ketchup and pickles time when they come back. So I need to get my slide up on the board. I have to find it too. I may have to re-download it. I don't know. I dumped a lot of things off my desktop because I was dangerously close to crashing my computer because there was too much in the storage. You're not supposed to get into the red on the storage. If you're not sure, on a Mac, go up to the Apple, click About, and then click on Storage. It'll give you a little line that shows all the stuff you have. Like this color means pictures, this color means videos, this color means other like documents that you saved. And if you're past 80% of your storage, start moving things off of there because my computer crashed 2 years ago and I lost everything because I did not know. So I think there's someone at my door. Let me check. What I was hearing that I thought was the door a couple different times was actually the person on the other side of my wall. They're writing on their board. And it's making tapping sounds, so it sounded like someone knocking at the door. But when I looked, I didn't see anybody. But first graders are shorter than my windows a lot of the time, so I peeked out around to see if anybody had come by. Nobody had. So, a sweet little girl brought me a donut for her birthday from my partner teacher's room, so I'm going to have a lot of sweets to take home. We already slammed down one cupcake, got one birthday in the books. Haven't got to read his book to him yet, but we'll do that when we come back. Or maybe later, because I don't know. Today's just bleh, and I feel very frazzly right now. So I think I need to calm down a little bit. I had a little bit of tea this morning, but no coffee. But I'm feeling very caffeinated at the moment because that tea was English breakfast tea, and that's a lot of caffeine. But I only drank about half a cup, so that's good. Haven't had any water. I should probably chase that down with a little bit of water. And like I just said, we're going to do ketchup and pickles time when they come back. I have 7 kids, 7 still from yesterday, to reading test, and I really don't see that happening today. I don't know how that's possible to get it done today. I am going to have the iPad cart later, so I will test. I'll try to test as many as I can. But like even after school, I can't really test them because we have meeting like immediately right after school. So I'm just going to have to bump them to Monday. I mean, I can't do it any faster. It's taking a very long time because some of them are really high readers, which is good as far as them, but as far as getting testing done quickly, it's not good. So, but I'll take that. Hey, having a high reader, that's a problem I can handle. Yeah. Today for lunch, I think I'm just going to have whatever I find in my fridge. I think I have a little bit of enchilada left over from the other night when I made enchiladas for supper. They are so good as leftovers. Oh my gosh. I'm not too sure if they don't taste even better when you reheat them because all of those flavors blend more together. So tasty. Forgot to bring sour cream again. Oh well. Less fat because I'm going to have plenty of that with cupcakes and stuff. I think really I'm just going to put all the cupcakes that I get into a little container and take them home and share them with my family. Okay, I'm going to get to work because I need to grab the newsletters that I forgot that I printed to the copier right outside the door and throw those in the kids' mailboxes and then regroup my brain for when they come back because Friday everything's shorter and I don't even remember what time I need to pick them up, so I need to check that so I'm not late. I was just like a minute late getting them upstairs, but really I was proud of myself because they seriously slammed those cupcakes down. So, and there's an alarm for something. I don't even know what it's for. I'll have to check it and see. I'll talk to you later. Wanted to show you what I came home to today. Look at all that. Plus, my sweet husband actually brought this bouquet of balloons to school today and surprised me at lunch. He took the day off work to go around and do little surprises for my birthday. And he said they're not done yet. We just got back from Longhorn to have supper, and I'm so full and tired. Their finger cake, which I'm too full to eat right now, but it'll be good tomorrow too. I also came home to these beautiful flowers, and they smell so good, even through my stuffy nose. We're finally home after a little birthday celebration. We went to the next town over and ate at Longhorn, like I mentioned just a little bit ago. And it's a little after 9 p.m., feeling very stuffy. It's probably about time to take some more cold medicine. We went to Target and Dollar Tree, and I just got a few more of the buckets that I showed in my little fall classroom finds video, and a few more of the little ice cube trays, so I would have more things for math centers, because I want to do like a whole class lesson on how to use those first, and then I'll be able to put them in different centers so they can use those independently. I think that'll be really fun for fall. And I got some more little pumpkin erasers because I didn't think I'd have quite enough. And I think that's about it. I don't think I found anything much different. Oh, I did find those little stretchy headband things that Bridget from the Lettered Classroom talked about using for her headbands game. Because I have like a homemade headbands game too that I was going to use with my kids for like addition and subtraction and sight words and things like that. That I talked about as one of my low cost or no cost activities on the little collab video I did with Ruth from Detroit Teacher Life. And so I thought that was a great idea rather than using sentence strips, because the little stretchy bands will hold up much longer than a paper sentence strip ever will. And I could even wash the stretchy headbands like in a lingerie bag in case I was worried about lice or something. I guess that's about it. I'm pretty tired, and you can kind of see by the bags in my eyes now. The meeting that we had after school today was very long. We actually went way past the time we were supposed to, which was kind of aggravating because it was Friday and I had dinner plans and my husband had taken off work so that we could leave earlier to go to dinner, and I ended up getting home way later than I ever should have, so grr. But it's okay. We still got to do what we wanted to do. Tomorrow I don't have school, so that's nice. I can kind of sleep in, and Sunday I won't have to get up as early. Hopefully I can get enough rest and get over this dang cold thing and kind of get myself together and get my brain switched around to get ready for a 5-day week for the first time since school has started. That's going to be interesting. And all these extra things have been thrown into our first 5-day week. Like curriculum night is now going to be Tuesday evening. Great. And we're starting math interventions on Monday at 8:15. Great. So all these new extra things that require more thought and more preparation. But I have the weekend to get myself together and kind of figure out what I want to do. And I already have my lesson plans pretty much made. I just need to kind of type them up a little bit and print them out. Most of my copies are already made. I just could not get myself together to have time to do stuff like that this week. I just felt behind the whole time. But it'll get easier. I mean, the year's still young, so I'll get into a groove. I just haven't gotten there yet because we haven't had a normal week yet. Next week will be a first semi-normal week, except it's picture day next week. And then we have some kind of big assembly on another day, so it's not really going to be a normal week. I'm not sure you ever really have a normal week, but we'll make it work. So I will catch you next time. Have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you later.